Hello everyone, welcome back to Enginuity Lab. In today's video, we shall continue our CATIA V5 assembly design series, and this is part 3. In the previous videos, we learned what assembly design is, different type of assemblies, the assembly design workbench, product structure and its important tools. Now it's time to start building an actual assembly. Today's tutorial, we shall cover two of the most fundamental operation in CATIA assembly design. That is how to insert an existing component into an assembly and how to create a brand new component directly inside the assembly. These are two methods you shall use almost every day while designing products such as gearboxes, engines, machines, fixtures, consumer products and many other mechanical systems. So let's get started. Before inserting anything, let's quickly understand what CATIA considered a component. Every assembly consists of individual parts. These parts can either be existing CAD part files that have already been designed or new part that you create during assembly process. For example, imagine assembling a vise. You already have base, fixed jaws, movable jaws, screw and handle. These are the existing components. But while assembly, you realize you need a spacer. Instead of leaving assembly design, you can create the spacer directly inside the assembly. That's exactly what we shall learn today. Let's begin with inserting an existing component. So first, let's go to CATIA, Start, Mechanical Design and Assembly Design. Now we are into the assembly design workbench. This is our assembly design workbench as I already told you in previous videos. Here the product 1 is our assembly file, the main assembly file, and from the product structure tools you can find the product structures tool here. Here you can see this symbol is called existing component. That means you can insert a component directly here, a existing component, and this is a existing component with positioning. Inserting an existing geometry. You can insert an existing CAD part into product structure workbench with positioning or non-positioning modes. Use the following step to insert a CAD part into the product structure workbench with non-position mode. Here, by using this symbol, existing component, you can insert a part file into a product structure with non-position. So click on this one. Then you have to click on the product 1, or first select the product 1, then click on the existing component. Then you will see a file selection dialog box will open, and this will take you into your computer files. Now here in last surfacing design video we have created propeller. In the last video we have created surfacing exercise 13. Okay, this one, if I say okay, open here, select the file you want to insert, then say okay. Now you can see in the last surfacing exercise 13 we have created this propeller. Okay, we can rename it here actually by right clicking, properties, and here the instance name I can say propeller. Okay, now say okay. This is how you can insert a component into a assembly design workbench or file. Now this is your, this is your isometric view. When I say click on the isometric view, and the component now is at the center of your file. Now we always use the constants like the fix. Here you can see this is fix. A constant, in the constant toolbar you can find a fix command. Usually we always fix the first component or the base component. Like here this component, the propeller, I want to fix the position of this one. Then click on the fix component and click on the propeller. Then you can fix this one in the space. This will not move anywhere. Okay, this is our first reference. Now in assembly we need more than 2 components to assemble together or each other. Here I have only one. So now adding a new component. You can add a new part or product document inside the current product structure. Okay, now how to insert a or add a new component to the product structure? For that, click on the part icon. This is this one from the product structure toolbar. Click on the part, then click on the product one or the new component product. Then it will open a new part origin point dialog box. There are two possible options. If do you want to define the new origin point of the new part? Click yes to define the new origin point of a component or a component as the new part origin point. Click no to define the origin point of the assembly as the new part origin point. Here you can see the origin point of our assembly is already select the propeller. So I can say no here, so that my component has the same origin point as the propeller have. Like here you can see the X, Y, Z planes. If I say hide or show, now you can see the same position here, and the position of X, Y, Z component of the new part also created here, the same location or the same origin point. Now you can rename this name, rename the new component added here. Now for that, click on this, select this one, then right click, go to properties, and in the properties dialog box you can rename the part. Here you can see the part number as part 1. Here I can rename it as hub and say apply or OK. Now your hub is created. To access the part design workbench, you need to double click on this one. This is your assembly component symbol and this is your part symbol. Now when you double click on this one hub, then you can access the part design workbench. Now you can see the workbench structure is changed to part design workbench. If I double click in the product one again, then you can see the structure is changed to assembly design or product design. When I double click on this one, then this is changed to the part design workbench. Okay, now here we are going to create a hub. Here this is a position where we are going to place a bearing here and a hub inside it. Okay, so how to create that? For that, I can click on the YZ plane and position the sketch. Now vertical and horizontal axes are correctly oriented. Say OK. You can use a, here we are going to create a shaft, okay, revolve feature. So here is this one. So I am going to create a hub like this. Okay, extend this one to this one, coincidence. Okay, and this one. In the last sketch, we know, in the previous video, we know this diameter is 40 and this is 17 and length is 40 and this one is 70. You can find it here as well. Like here the diameter is 40 here. You can consider this one. So then I can say this length from this one, I can directly choose this one, this face. Here I can create a reference face for this one to this one, and I can define a length here. Like here I can define a length from the this position of the end point of the hole here. Okay, here what I can do, I want 2 mm space from this one or 5 mm space from this one, say 5 mm, and say OK. Now this is defined. Same way I can create this one. Here it is not allowed, so you need to give the dimension here. What is the diameter here? We can create the diameter like this is 17 mm, so I can make it 17 by 2 or 17 by 2 and OK. Now this is my diameter created here. Same way I want this one to be here, say coincidence, or make a dimension here like let's say 1 mm gap here. Okay, and what is the diameter here? It is 20 mm. Diameter is 40, so radius is 20 mm. Okay. Now this portion is created. Next is to, or you can make here it is 0 as well. मामा ये पचरे रे बुझा तो केनधा न चला बुझे मामा इधर सोफा कर देबे. Now we create the this portion. Now it's time. Now I want to extend this length till let's say 50 mm. Okay, so here there is a reference created for this file as well. Now click on the exit workbench and use the shaft. Here the current work object is in the body. The new solid feature is created inside the last feature of the part body. So now say OK. The part body as our define work object, and here the axis will be let's say y axis, and OK. Now another part is inserted inside a assembly file. You can see. Now let's go to product. Double click on the product to go into the product design workbench or assembly design workbench. Okay, now you can see I have created insert a existing component. Also I have create the new, insert a new component inside the, create a new component inside the product structure. And now always remember that this one is not this one assembled to this one but not saved to your file. Now you need to save it before closing your files. Otherwise, you may lose the data. So always remember to save this file as well while before leaving or closing your product work page. Now we know how to insert a existing component and create a new component inside a product structure. This workflow is especially useful when designing supporting components, brackets, washers, spacers, covers and customized parts. Existing component versus new component. Let's compare both methods. Existing component. This is already designed and new component created inside the assembly. Existing component reused in multiple assemblies. New components created specifically for the current assembly. Existing component faster for standard parts. New component ideal for custom parts. Existing component use external CAD part and new component create a new CAD part generated. As an assembly designer, you shall use both methods depending on the project requirement. Here are few professional tips. Always give meaningful part names. Instead of part 1, part 2, part 3, use name like here propeller, hub, shaft. For the other cases like base, cover, bearing housing, spacer, bolt, washer. Organize your assembly folder properly. Avoid unnecessary duplicating parts. Reuse standard components whenever possible. Keep all reference files together to avoid broken links. So I always told you that save a file and all the files to be located in one folder, so that when you open a file product file, your data you may not lose your data. Otherwise you may lose your data and you will get error. These practices become extremely important in industrial projects. So today we learn how to insert existing CAD part file, how CATIA reference external components. Here also I can show you how a reference is created here. Like here you can see, while we have created the sketch 1 only, the surface 1 and surface 2, there are two internal reference created here because we have select those faces as reference for this one. Okay, this is created the reference here, external to external component. How to insert multiple instances? We can insert multiple instances in a file. How to create brand new component inside a assembly. The difference between existing and new components. In the next video we shall learn replacing a component and unloading and reloading a component in CATIA assembly. So don't miss the next video. If you found this tutorial helpful, please like the video, share with your friends and subscribe to Enginuity Lab for more professional CATIA V5 tutorials. Thanks for watching Enginuity Lab. See you on next video.